Hey gang, Spada coming at you, and today we are taking a look at Steamhammer and the Constructicons. Now, here's Steamhammer, and let's take a quick look at first off is the Plow drone, aka Mr. Plow. Then we have the Front End Loader drone. Then we have the Steamroller drone. And finally, the Drill drone. So, those are the drones. We'll take a look at them a little closer up, but for right now, let's go ahead and take a look at Steamhammer proper. So here we have Steamhammer, the head of the Constructicon group. Now Steamhammer is a really cool little figure that, were he now to Power Core Combiners, I think could be engineered a little differently to be even more awesome, but as he stands, he's pretty cool. The one thing you do need to realize right off the bat is he is ridiculously top-heavy because of this massive blade and these treads. That's why I have the treads more over the shoulders, just to, make him a little more balanced. Posability-wise, he's actually really posable. He's got plenty of motion there. Unfortunately, he does not have any knee joints to really speak of because, well, he does, but I don't like using him because, well, he's top heavy and he has a tendency to fall over if you use him too much. Otherwise, besides being top heavy, he looks really good, and I actually really like the green on black. This is another instance where the Power Core pegs really assist the figure with stability. If those pegs weren't there, he'd be flat on his plow the whole time. Transformation for this little guy is actually pretty complex. Oh, I forgot to mention he's got nice little stabby claws. As I said, the transformation for this guy is pretty complex. And it's complex, but it's fun. I really enjoy the transformation. So we're going to take the arms and fold them out, and then we'll collapse the shoulders in, meanwhile folding down that chest plate, and those will collapse and connect together to form the cabin. And then we will take the legs, and these little clips here will actually clip into the sides, like that. And then we'll fold the feet down to form a cohesive tread, and then fold the Power Core pegs across that. Then take the whole hip section and snap it and flip it up into the figure. Then fold. You just got to kind of twist everything around. Take the legs, take the knee points and make sure the knees are facing forward towards the plow. Then fold the legs back, and the legs will actually peg into pegs underneath the fists. And if my hands would actually stay steady, I would get this transformed correctly for you. Finally, I'm going to take these parts and fold them all the way forward, and then flip that whole section around. And those peg in there, and finally, push the head down. Now, I wanted to actually talk about this really quickly. My figure was broken, or not broken, but assembled incorrectly. So I had to take this whole back section off. There are 4 screws back there. Pull them off and then reposition the head, which would not originally go down like that. And you have a very nice, big steam shovel thingy. Okay, not a steam shovel. It's more of an excavator or a bulldozer. Sorry. Yep, it is a bulldozer. And it is a very, very nice vehicle mode. Out of all the Power Core Combiners, this is my favorite vehicle mode by far. It has the best transformation, the best vehicle mode. Robot mode's pretty darn good. It has its flaws. Posability is a little rough, very, very top heavy, but I like the robot mode. And I really like this I like this bulldozer mode as well, because the bulldozer goes perfectly with his other little machines. I'm missing one. This is more of a Roadworks Constructicons than the original. Kind of wish there was a cement mixer or, an excavator in here. This is more of what eats up streets. This is a Mr. Plow, obviously. So let's go ahead and check. Now, I'm sorry, I'm getting a little bit off track here. I think so far, from what I've seen and what I've played with, this team is really, really cool. And it's about to get a lot better.
The transformation is actually pretty nifty. We're going to do a pseudo return to his robot mode. We'll flip out those tread bits, and then unpeg the rear treads, fold them down like you were forming the legs, snap them into place, and then open the arms up and get them halfway there. So we've got them halfway towards robot mode. Next we're going to do is take the plow and actually flip it around, and then we're going to position the arms behind the plow, and you actually want to have the fists pointing up and the back. You'll see why in a second. Flip the plow all the way around, and it snaps nicely into place. You could raise that chest piece up, but I decided not to. And in the directions, they actually have it hanging down. Take the treads there and then just point them up over. And then what's really cool, those little stabby bits connect right into the bottom of the plow. It's super simple, but really effective. And then we just attach the combiner bits. And I always have an issue with the combiner bits because I never really know where to grab onto them. So I always just do a transform, and that just allows the pegs to slide in super easy. And we'll do the same thing for the steamroller. One thing about the steamroller, the little plastic thing in the front falls off really easily, so just be wary of that. Little plastic gray piece, I mean. And then the arms are probably the most satisfying Power Core Combiner arms because they peg in, they open up right away, and they form hands, which is really, really awesome. So there's the drill, and then the front end loader will be next. And you have hands. So satisfying.
And welcome to Steamhammer and the Power Core Combiners Constructicons Power Core Combiner mode. Now, this is by far my favorite Power Core Combiners group. The Combine mode is cohesive, unique, and quite honestly looks pretty freaking badass. As you can see on the feet, they're a nice wide stance, so it stays upright very nicely. It just looks menacing. I still don't care for the Power Core Combiner's aesthetic, but this guy just looks awesome. He really doesn't have much posability in the head, but you can turn it just enough so that he's looking at you. It really reminds me, the face really reminds me of something out of GoBots. I don't know why, it just really reminds me of a Renegade from GoBots. But it looks really awesome. This little piece folds down so you can plug a Minicon on, but I don't care. He doesn't need a Minicon. He looks just cool on his own. He also has real hands. He's got hands molded in there, and he's got a full hand that flips out there. It just looks awesome. This is by far the best of the Power Core Combiners. You don't really see much of the original robot either, which is nice. Yeah, you see it in a little bit in the back of the kibble, but everything works together. The giant blade here hides the rest of the robot. You know what I'm going to say? I'm going to say if you can find this guy, get him. I picked him up at toynova.com. I'm sure he's still available there and at bigbadtoystore.com most likely. But I really, really think you're going to like this thing. I love Steamhammer. I think he's a great figure. And you know what? With a little touch-up paint, I think he's going to be even more badass. And then the Power Core Combiner mode is just phenomenal. I absolutely love this set. This one, out of all the Power Core Combiners, this one belongs in your collection, hands down.